You'll be learning how to make the best commercial and homemade fish roll recipe with its tips and tricks in this video. Now let's make our dough. We are using half kg or 500 gram of flour. We are using 2 tablespoons of sugar. We are using 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Make sure your baking powder is very active and not expired. We are using half teaspoon of nutmeg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla flavor. We are using 80 grams of butter. We are not adding egg to this mixture because if it is commercial fish roll recipe, eggs will not give you much profit. Adding eggs won't give you much profit since things are a bit expensive. But with this quantity of butter, your fish roll will be fine. I am adding 1 cup plus 1 tablespoon of normal temperature water, or you can say normal water. And I'm going to cover my dough and allow it to rest. Now let's make our fish roll filling. The kind of fish you choose to use for your fish roll filling is totally up to you, but I prefer egg fish, and you'll find that later on in this video. I will advise that you flavor or season your fish before making your fish roll filling. So these are the spices I'm using to season my fish. Their measurements and quantities will be in the description box. I'm going to add in some salt to your taste, add in some water, like 1 cup of water or 1.5 cup of water, and allow this to simmer for 10 minutes. Now, egg fish doesn't take time to cook, so this is not going to take me time to simmer. If this is your first time of stopping by my channel, you're so welcome. And if you've been here before, good to have you here once again. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to Debbie's Kitchen, do like and share. Comment and tell me what you think about this fish roll recipe. Now, this point is very important. Another tip you must take note of is loosely separate your fish and patiently take out as much bones as possible. I know you may not have time, especially if you're into fish rolls in commercial quantity, but your customers will thank you. I can assure you. You wouldn't have them buying fish roll from you and having lots of bones in your filling. If you need help, you can call for help from your kids or whoever can assist you, but make sure you take as much bones as possible. Your customers will thank you. After taking as much bones as possible, you mesh with your fingers or with your fork until they are properly meshed like this. Then we'll go on now to the main process. I am using 125 ml of vegetable oil. I'm using chopped onions. Then I'm going to add in more vegetables. Now, if you are into commercial fish roll making, there are some tips and tricks you will learn from making your filling later on, so you need to stick around. I'm adding chopped spring onions and a little bit of green bell peppers, and I'm going to go on now to add in my shredded fish and go on now to add in my shredded carrots. Now, I know fish is expensive and ingredients are a bit expensive in the market, especially if you're in Nigeria, but adding in more shredded carrots or cabbage, but carrot is sweeter for me. Carrot is more delicious. We increase the quantity of your fish roll filling without having to use so much fish roll. Added in this fish sauce I've had in my fridge for a while. It just added taste. Added in my fish seasoning. My seasoning, you can see them on the screen. And of course, my fish stock. I'm going to add more salt and seasoning if need be. For me, I didn't add more seasoning because my fish stock was well seasoned. And here you go, your fish filling is ready. Our dough has been resting for a while. This is important. It helps your dough to really rest. All the ingredients will get themselves fully dissolved into the dough, and your fish roll will come out tasting well flavored or fully flavorful, if you will put it that way. I'm going to divide my dough into various portions. So many persons may not do this, but it's important. If you are into commercial fish roll making, I will advise that you weigh your dough. And I will advise 50 to 60 grams for small size fish roll and 80 to 100 grams for medium to big size fish roll. This is important because if you are just cutting your dough the way you like it without weighing, your customers that come out first will get the bigger size, and those that come out maybe later in the day will get the smaller size. And if they are paying the same amount, do you think that's fair? That won't be fair. So now you will roll your dough till flats. I didn't weigh my dough because it is for family, but roll your dough till flat. Make sure it's as thin as possible. This is important because you wouldn't want your fish roll to be too thick and heavy. Brush with egg mix the edges, maybe from the other end of the fish roll till the middle. Generously brush with egg mix. This will help your fish roll seal in properly before frying. It won't open while frying or your filling spilling into the oil. I will fold my dough in, then I will pick the other end of my dough, cover my fish, and gradually roll and keep rolling. They will just stick because my dough has already been brushed with egg mix, so all of them will just seal in without stress. So this is how I roll my fish roll. This method, sealing your fish into your fish roll, and also helps your fish roll not to spill out of the oil. Now, I am also repeating this process again here. If you didn't get it the first time, I'm doing it again. Brush your dough you've rolled till thin and flat with egg mix till the middle of your dough or your rolled dough. Add in generous amount of fish. Since you use more carrots or cabbage, you can add in generous amounts of fish or filling. Fold in your dough, then roll from the other end and gradually roll and roll and roll until you get to the end of your dough and your fish roll is properly sealed. So this method, you're not going to be scared of your fish spilling into the oil. And we had about 12 pieces of large size fish roll from this recipe from 500 grams of flour. For me, it is okay. If you are making bigger, smaller sizes, you will get more. Now, if you place your onions in the oil and it's not bubbling, it's like this, please don't add in your fish roll. It will absorb excess oil. Make sure your onions is bubbling like this before adding your fish roll into the oil. Your oil must not be too hot so that you won't have your fish roll being cooked on the outside or being burnt on the outside. Why not being properly cooked on the inside? We're going to just you're going to stir continuously on medium heat, until you have this bright, crispy, golden brown fish roll recipe. My fish rolls are looking so good. Look at them. They are sealed all the way through. They are not fishes in the oil. They are sealed. And to me, they are beautiful. What do you think about this recipe? At this point, I think it's time to take my fish rolls out of this oil. Have you watched to this point and you haven't thumbs up this video? Do thumbs up this video, do like and share. Comment and tell me what you think about these tips and these tricks. Were they of help to you? Do you think you would try this recipe? If you would, comment, share, like this video. Tell me what you think. So I'm taking all the fish rolls out of the oil batch by batch, and boom, this is what we got at the end of the day. These fish rolls were so big and so delicious and satisfying. The filling was meticulously made. When I took my time to make the filling as well as the dough, and to me everything put together gave one of the most delicious fish roll I've ever made. This fish roll was so tasty. The carrots in it, the measurement and the ingredients gave it. I don't know, you just need to try it. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Do like, share, and subscribe, and see you in my next one. Bye bye. Good to have you here. See you next time.